Because of bigotry and hatred, we have successfully passed a message to our younger generations that they are hated because of their tribe. Because of bigotry and hatred, we have planted evil, division, hatred, animosity in the hearts of our young ones, the next generation. Because we are stupid and foolish enough not to understand that our problems are external. Our problems are the systems that is being imposed on us by these imperialists, by the Yoruba people. We have refused because the education that we have in this country does not make you think out of the box. We are busy fighting ourselves. Because of bigotry and hatred, we have destroyed what is left of this mere geographical expression. We have passed the baton of discrimination, of hatred for one another to our younger ones, to the next generation. And it is very unfortunate. Now let's move on to the headlines. Gowon has said, no place for military incursion in Nigeria. No place for military incursion in Nigeria. You see one thing, all these guys that have ruled Nigeria in the past, that have failed us, the younger people, without any legacy, they don't have any business coming out to make comment on national issues. Their years of experience have never helped us in any way. You know, when you have elders in the community, their counsel, their advice will help you do better. But the elders we have in Nigeria today, most of them are inconsequential. They are like garbage to the future of the Nigerian youth. So Gowon should sit down and look for how he's going to prepare his will to go and meet his God. These are the people that have failed the next generation. They had it good in their own time. They are coming to tell us there's nothing, even the media, well, I know the media is compromised. There's nothing we can gain from these old people. Imagine the generation of Obasanjo and Tinubu. Imagine their generation planning for the future of you and I in our 20s and 30s. Imagine somebody that is close to the grave planning the future of you and I. How would they be able to do so? I've said this, democracy is a scam. Democracy is a scam. Look at African countries, even the countries that introduce democracy to us, are they practicing democracy? That's the point. Is the United States practicing democracy? I want to ask you, what kind of democracy after election, electoral college will come vote their own? Trump beat Clinton's wife. Trump beat her because of electoral college. If you look at Britain, we have the House of Lords and House of Commons. House of Lords are not elected, but there are people that are just there and determine the fate of the people. You have the king and the queen. Are they practicing a democracy? Why is it that the systems that will put us in bondage is what these guys carried and dump on none of us? That's why I said we successfully passed this hatred created by the imperialists, the British and whoever. The 1967 war is no coincidence. There's a careful plan. Tell me how the United States were able to remove Gaddafi without even stepping foot in Libya. How the United States and other world powers will cause war in a particular region without stepping foot there. Tell me how. And tell me how we have a 1967 coup and that led to a war that has further kept Nigeria under subjugation, underdeveloped. Because of that war, the hatred has made us fight ourselves from year to year, from century to century. We have not been able to come together to reason that we have a common enemy and we are busy blasting ourselves. Some people will watch this broadcast and still remain in that state. That is your problem. So all these leaders, you don't have anything. The only thing Gowon and the likes can do is to tell us the truth, come out, come clean, and throw in the towel. There's nothing they can offer Nigerians anymore. Even these people running for presidency up and down, there's nothing they can offer. I've told you before, an old man does not change. Gnarl. They even become more sophisticated in their bad attitude and bad character. You never see an old man change. It's very difficult. If an old man is a criminal, he becomes a more experienced criminal at an old age. If an old man have not been able to forge a path for himself at a particular point in time, he will not be able to do so at an old age. If an old man is wicked and is a thief, he will continue to be a thief at an old age. Whatever position you give to an old man, it amplifies who he is. It does not change who he is. So all these old people, they should get out. We don't need any of their opinions anymore. I've said this, I repeat it again. Babangida was launching a book. We saw Absalami, Abasanjo, we saw even Gowon, leaders. All of them combined together since 1960. They have not been able to fix any sector of the society, of the economy, of the country. They have not been able to fix water, basic water. Gowon's village, there are some villages that don't have water. And he was the head of state since how many years? Since how many years? Electricity, that is a no-go area. Somebody is telling us that we need $10 billion to spend every year for us to have stable electricity. And tomorrow, APC will come and tell you that we are going to do this. See the reality. So let's use our brain and think. $10 billion you are going to spend, according to Minister of Power Adelabu. $10 billion you are going to spend for the next 10 years for you to have stable electricity. How is that going to happen? Now, very soon now, we're going to pay high. After that, increase it like 3 times. They used to increase them. They will increase it. We are in progress. We are moving. You know, all these things didn't start today. Tinubu meant a lot of things. They will not go and contract somebody. Come and say, maybe Soludo, come and say, Tinubu met a lot. They will go and meet one other politician, you know, or another governor. They activate that one. Tinubu met a lot. Deceiving you. These old people have nothing. The only thing they can do is to repair what they have destroyed. Restructure Nigeria. That's the only thing they can. Those structures they have built together need to bring it down and give room for a new structure to come up. If not, all these things we are doing now story. Article says APC, PDP, Labour Party, others involved in coalition to unseat Tinubu. I've said this. I'll repeat by saying it. As we played politics, despite the fact that we have a Tinubu who really is reneging or is not really up and doing when it comes to matters concerning Southern Nigeria, we still need a Southern president. Irrespective of what is happening, a Southern president is very, very important. Because as it is, we are pushing for restructuring. No Northern Nigeria, except the Middle Belt, maybe. The Southwest is pushing for restructuring through Yoruba Nation. The Southeast is pushing for restructuring. The Ijaw Nation, the Ijaw people are already ready. In fact, the first people that pushed for a nation was, I think, Adakaboro. If I'm correct me. So here in Southern Nigeria, we are always ready for anything that talks about balkanization or having a restructured country. But the Northern people, no, my brother, no go there. They don't even care about restructuring. I'm telling you the reasons why I'm supporting a Southern presidency. They don't care about restructuring at all. For instance, now, if an Igbo man is marginalized, we say, give me Biafra. I don't want to stay in this country with you people anymore. A typical Yoruba man, not the Yoruba of these politicians, a typical Yoruba man sees the marginalization and the high-handedness of the Fulani. They will come out and say, we don't want to be in Nigeria again. Let us have a Yoruba nation. If a Hausa man is marginalized, what does he say? What statement will come out from his mouth? They will still want to find a way to be in Nigeria. If Fulani is marginalized, they still want to find a way to be in Nigeria. If the Middle Belt, have not come out with a concrete whatever to stay out of Nigeria. So the reason is why I said Southern presidency is a must. APCO, PDPO, Labour Party and others involved in coalition to unseat Tinubu. Article, I've said it. If you are going to bring out anybody, it must be a Southerner. It must be a Southerner. Obi is not going to deputize anybody, because now we go finish his career. If Obi deputize anybody, now we go finish his career. He got the support. The obedient movement itself will finish his career. I don't want to know the calculation whatsoever, because I for one, I believe, understand what people are talking about. Obi Erufai, they can play the dirty game. Play the dirty game for how long? That the Fulani will come and take over power. I've told you the characteristics of these people, of everybody in Nigeria. I've told you, the Fulani does not want a structured country. The country benefits them the most, and they're outsiders, they are foreigners, because they presented themselves as willing tools to cause katakata everywhere. So the Fulani are not even talking about restructuring. That's what I'm saying. Nothing P2B has anything to do with an Erufai. Credibility, street credibility in Nigeria, P2B get and pass Erufai. What the only thing Erufai has the capability to do is to cause wahala, do this one, do dirty job. That's what we believe he has the capacity to do. Because recently I discovered that all these Northerners forget. Tinubu has opened our eyes to an extent that these Northerners, they are not to forget. All the mad way they make, nothing. There's nothing coming there. Even the Erufai self, where is the popularity? So why would you carry an Erufai? Are you carrying an Erufai to play the bad game APC is playing? Or how? Okay, let's say we use him to play the rough game with APC, making sure that APC does not rig in northern Nigeria the way they have been rigging over the years. Making sure. Then after a P2B, would they allow a P2B rule for 8 years? That's the point. Would Peter Obi rule for 8 years? Tinubu that and co that whether it's Tinubu, whether it's Ribadu, then a Tinubu government, and co that use style play the first one on Erufai. They screened him out. GSS screened him out. Maybe what's the allegation self? Whether he's sponsoring terrorism. They screened him out. They know what they are doing, because they know the capacity Erufai has to do. Now you now make that person a vice president under a P2B, somebody that will be secretly biting you. You think the only two deadly people that I've seen is Buhari and Erufai. And Buhari can be more deadly than Erufai can be more deadly than a Buhari. Forget Shetima with the bone face up and down. Nothing they did. You can see how Tinubu handled Shetima. Carry house. VP office, can I go put for far place? May they there. Disconnected from what is happening around. Anytime he's needed, he comes. If you finish, you go to so Erufai, anybody, APC, I agree. Nigerians are looking for a change. Nigerians never know say this current system no go work. They go know by force. Like what happened with JAMB. Like I said the other time, I said you are recruiting more Igbos into disowning Nigeria. Those that still believe that Nigeria could work, this JAMB issue, see, and the government should not think that this will just settle overnight. No, people will remember it. A young person that would fail as a result of the negligence of JAMB. Let me use negligence of JAMB. Will never forget it in his life, and they will keep on telling those stories. Those bigots, you have given them a tool. Those agitators, you have given them a tool to use to recruit more people into Biafra, the Biafra project. So this system is bound. This system is heading towards a disaster. I'm telling you. So you cannot enter a train that is heading towards disaster. You cannot enter a 40 vehicle that is running 100 on expressway, a 40 vehicle that has bad engine. You cannot hop on it and say we can get better. Okay, you go crash. You go get accident, ghastly motor accident. So APC, Labour Party, PDP, others involved in coalition to unseat Tinubu, it is not possible. If it is possible, even though you present a southern candidate, you present who? I bank on Jonathan. If I see Jonathan on that ballot, then I will just think Tinubu has a lot to do to rig the election. Telling you, because I don't believe the APC has the capacity to conduct free and fair election. They know. APC cannot stand opposition. That's why they will do everything they can to focus and destroy opposition, because they know that they have nothing to offer. If they really had things to offer, work your work, propagate your propagation. Should be not propaganda. Now gets APC number one in propaganda. Do the job, let it reflect on the lives of people, explain to people, and move on. But yet you are not focused really on the job, or you are using two hands to do two different things. You are doing your job with one hand, something that if you did with your two hands, you have enough results. But you decided to put one hand here and put one hand here. One hand, you devote resources and whatever to fight opposition within 2 years of your administration. Within 2 years of administration. So if this coalition can't be able to prove that they can push the hand of this administration to restructure INEC, to restructure the police, to restructure the judiciary, to restructure other agencies of government, to restructure all this nepotism going on in government today, if they can prove that they have what it takes to be able to move the hand of this administration, willingly or unwillingly, if they are able to do so, then I will believe that the coalition has something. Two things: if they present Jonathan, I don't care who Tinubu appoints. If they present Jonathan, I don't care. Jonathan and Kwankwaso, I don't care who Tinubu appoints. Tinubu may win the election, but not convincingly. A mafia that he is, he knows what he can do. But it will be very, very clear that APC, without rigging, they cannot win a Jonathan. A Jonathan comes, he has 4 years to do. Do not be wholeheartedly vote. They will play that politics of wanting to align with Tinubu, because they know that these guys, if you show them early that we are against you, they will plan us. If Jonathan agrees to run, my brother, if Jonathan agrees to run, it's going to be a lot for Tinubu. I'm telling you, a lot for Tinubu. Northern vote is secured. 5 million votes is secured. Both middle belt to 5 million votes. Eastern vote 1 million is secured. I'm telling you, secured. Maybe APC will cut and cut, whatever it is. South, it is. Forget all these people, charlatans that are moving up and down from PDP to APC. We already know. Then the people will naturally want to support a Jonathan. Naturally, he doesn't need to do a lot of campaign. He just needs to say some things, present himself, and repeat what he said in 2015. Repeat what he said, because the elements that sabotage his government are the ones in power, and they have not shown workings. It is all propaganda. I have said this before, I will say it again and again. The people that have the capacity to criticize the APC are those that support APC. No. The people that know well how to criticize the APC are those that support APC. I'm telling you. The people that know well how to criticize the Igbos are Igbos themselves. The people that know how to criticize Yorubas are Yorubas themselves. So we understand what APC is. As I've said, Tinubu restructure Nigeria. That is what gets. We are in support, even though we are not fairly treated under your administration from the southeast, in quote, but we are in support that you restructure Nigeria. That is the support you're getting from the southeasterners. Anybody at this moment, these few months and years that you have, because there's no time at all. If you think there's time, my brother, there's no singular time to restructure Nigeria, which is not now. Which, if you don't restructure Nigeria now, my brother, forget it. Okay, let's look at other things here today. If we talk about the JAMB issue, I want to say this from the bottom of my heart. And this is my sincere take on that JAMB issue, because this JAMB issue has turned to a national tragedy. It has exposed a lot of things. If it could happen in JAMB, what about other places that you don't have access to know what is going on? The politics that is going on in office. I've worked in an office before now. My name is Christian Chukwu. You know, Christian Chukwu Onyedikachi. If I use that name, so many things happen. So you are denied so many things. You are avoided. You are not given some things that you are asking for, which you are qualified to get. Many others get it. While in school, thank God it is an Igbo person, Igbo lecturer, that supervised my work. I'm not saying that Yorubas will not do so, because I heard a story of somebody who said that because of his name, so this JAMB of a thing has exposed some particular sets of people, and it's too bad. That thing is too bad. That thing is too bad. I'm telling you, people are looking and watching and looking at the whole thing. It's too bad. I wish we can correct this, but it is too late for us to correct this. We have already planted the stigma. It has become a stigma in the hearts of our young people. Nigeria tomorrow is bleak. Bleak. Politicians will deceive you because they want to hold on to power and keep on having access to the treasury. They will keep on deceiving you that no, forget, nothing will happen. We can build a better Nigeria. We can forget, my brother. The only thing keeping Nigeria together, many things keeping Nigeria together, let me not talk. But I know that we have a collective enemy, which is the imperialists, the Western powers, that doesn't want us to develop, that wants us to continue fighting ourselves, empower people that will cause division amongst us. Like I said, the Fulani have become a willing tool to almost cause katakata in Nigeria. So these imperialists are happy that Nigerians are not stable. Nigeria is not stable for 10 years, united in a common purpose, where there's fairness, justice, and equity. Nigeria is not stable to be able to see whether it can develop. So the imperialists are a problem. But since we are foolish and stupid, let's continue basking in our anyhowness. Stupidity, abysmal stupidity. Stupidity that is as deep as the abyss. Let's continue that. May God help Nigerians.